Welcome back to another episode of my Purdue Boilermaker Dynasty here on College Football 26, where we unfortunately are coming off of a bowl game loss to Pitt. I'm recording this right afterwards. We were up 27-7 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. They get a touchdown run on a fourth down toss sweep where Powell misses a tackle on Davis. He scores. They get the onside kick. They go and score again with right at the 2-minute warning, and we can't get a first down. Can't keep it going. We punt. Pittsburgh is able to find a way to score with 4 seconds left. We lose. Texas Tech. They are your college football champion. They're the playoff champion this year. National champion. I don't know why I'm saying it weird. Ended up beating Georgia in a very similar fashion, 28-27, with a come-from-behind victory. Kind of came out of nowhere, but they had a great run through the bracket. I mean, they manhandled Miami, who was undefeated all year, manhandled Oklahoma, and really, beat up on Texas A&M before that as well. So they had a really good year. But do we want to do motivator or tactician? Which one do we want to do? I think this is, to be honest, better because I think, to me, it takes so long to get, the motivator thing. You have to get, 3 numbers into this before these positions really start getting major boosts and stuff. Or you just take the tactician where they get better stats just all the time. I think I like this better, personally. So that's what we're going to roll with. Let's go ahead and use some of these points. I'm going to mainly try to use the defensive and offensive lines. So we got 2 of those done. We've unlocked tactician. That is where we're going to be rolling in this. But yeah, 9-4 is obviously a great season, but we end up outside of the top 25 just because of how far down the totem pole we were to start the year. We went over the stats at the end of the last episode. Let's jump right into the offseason. So if you do want to see the season stats, you can check it out there. Got a bad feeling. I really do. I got a bad feeling we're going to lose some players here. Players leaving. See what we got. Let's do it position by position. So Ryan Brown wants to transfer, Malachi Singleton wants to transfer, and Shane Honeycutt wants to transfer. Let's try to bring these guys back. Only get 6 persuasions. Jeez. Really need to try to bring Tuggle back. So Tuggle is staying. That's huge. This hurts. This is not great. Lindsey, he's not going to. So that's another persuasion gone. TJ Lindsey was a 10-sack guy for us on the interior. Definitely a key player. Now we really need, somebody's got to stay. Carlson does decide to stay. Alex Sanford too. All right, I think we're going to try to go Ryan Brown, try to bring him back. Ryan Brown decides to leave. Then we need to try to bring back, it's just a linebacker. I got a feeling that Towns is going to be right in line with Honeycutt and Singleton. Sanford decides to transfer. Wow. All right, so we have lost 3 quarterbacks that have all decided to transfer out, including Ryan Brown, who was our starter this year. Certainly had some good moments and had some bad moments. 21 touchdowns versus 14 interceptions, with the majority of those interceptions coming in our, 3-game losing streak. Merriweather is going to transfer out due to playing style. Lost Maccabee, lost Thomas, so it's going to be Joyner and Volk there. Wide receiver, we were at least able to keep Nitro Tuggle. But that one hurts. A lot of transfers. What is the number of transfers we ended up with? Let's just start it all the way back over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 players to the transfer portal, along with our seniors. But you guys kind of got to look at everybody that left there. Don't think anybody's really going to be like a draft eligible player, just with how low the numbers were. But you look at like some of our top players. Obviously, most of these guys were seniors, right? Guys that were graduating anyway. But this was a really important senior class for us. I mean, 1, 2, all 3 of those guys were starters. Malachi Thomas was really important. St. John was a starter. Tony was a starter. Brown was a starter. A Thorpe Award guy. Wakely was a starter. Magwood a starter. Dinkins an All-American. Ross was a starter. Didn't get involved very much, but was a starter. Coffey played here and there for sure. Didn't play a ton though. Jackson was mainly a returner. That hurts. That's a lot of losses. And losing your starting quarterback, that is not great. That leaves us with Evans, Chuba, as far as guys that decided to return. Ryan Brown, Singleton, Honeycutt, our top 3 guys. I mean, Honeycutt had a chance to start now if he decided to come back. But, okay, let's adjust and adapt. What the transfer portal is also for. Let's take a look at the transfer portal and see what may be available for us now. We obviously now have some bodies to replace. Obviously, we're going to look first and foremost at quarterback. Running back, we're going to try to go after what we can there. For some reason, the seniors are still on there. Let's just see what we got. See what is available. See who wants to come here. Colin Simmons actually wants to come here. We are second for him. Absolutely. You can, we got to let some people go. Okay. All these running backs I don't care about. Forsett. We'll definitely keep on. Try to go after 3 guys there. Got a couple of tackles we can cut off the list now. That's just crazy. I was not expecting us to lose that many people. Knew there was always the chance of losing guys like Brown. You just kind of hope that being the full-year starter, he'd have a chance at coming back. Okay, so we got some room to work with here. Go back to the transfer portal. And obviously, if Simmons has any interest at all in coming here, Bray Hubbard, guy out of Alabama. Take a look at, okay. Any state transfer portal. Let's look at quarterbacks here. Not going to be a lot of people that want to come here due to playing style and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure. Caden Veltkamp from Florida Atlantic. Had a solid year for them. I think we can take a look at that. Austin Mack. We're going to start this off slow. This is going to be a bit of a process here. It's a 4-star guy. I mean, really and truly, how bad could he be? Certainly am wanting Austin Mack a little bit beforehand. He's going to be a sophomore. Veltkamp is a junior. We're going to try to offer All right, so we're going to throw a bunch of points at those guys. And then who was Colin Simmons wants to come. I ain't even got to waste no points on that. It's in 50 and just see. I doubt that we can get him, but we'll certainly try. Running backs. Justin Marshall is a guy here. These guys that are 4 stars, I'm not even going to scout them at this point. Need some tackles. Maybe just for depth purposes, you go after one of those guys. Still got some spots to fill here at Mike. It's not looking great there. Just not a lot of high-end players at all decided to come out. We've got to add bodies. All right, so all right, let's do this. Warmack, 82 speed. I mean, I don't love using these points really and truly on guys like us. 4 set, we're obviously going to try to get Marshall. Go ahead and just try to bring him in as well. Do have Hubbard here, 4-star safety. At least has some interest in coming in. He'd be a junior, maybe a 2-year starter for us. It's really all the points we have. Where, out of curiosity, is Ryan Brown amongst quarterbacks? Just period. A little bit farther down here for sure. A lot of big-time guys looking to transfer. Did I miss him? See where all 3 of our former guys are. They're looking like they are. So Brown actually would come back for some reason. I think I'm just going to cut ties with that. At least for right now, we're going to see how these quarterbacks work here. I would rather have Austin Mack. Both of these are going to be really tough to make a move on. Let's just see. At least we take a look at draft results here too. Nobody drafted as expected. Oh, that was a tough transfer portal period loss there. You know what a real coach feels like. Okay, so we're up to first for vet camp. I guess we'll just do it this way. We're up to first for Tyson. That's good. We'll leave that alone for right now. First for Moon. First for Johnson. First for Marshall. First for Max, who took a big lead there. First for Velt Camp, excuse me. Hubbard, we jumped out good for. We're actually in first for Colin Simmons. That would be crazy. Okay, we can do schedule a visit. What is his top thing? I got the brand exposure. Sure, I guess we'll do that. 4 set, his top thing is pro potential. Colin Simmons, his top is playing style. We'll go ahead and schedule a visit with him. That would be massive. That would be a huge wild get out of nowhere. Playing style for him as well. Camp likes us as a championship contender. Actually, I think I want to schedule Mac first. I think I'd rather have him as a younger guy. Got a big arm. Camp is definitely more accurate. But I bet we're going to have problems with those guys being on the same visit. So we'll do him first, then we'll bring in Camp. Do championship contender for him. Marshall, his thing is championship contender. And we'll just keep, I'm not really worried about having all these guys come in. Could still really improve the team. We can get some of these guys to decide to come to school here. Get a commitment. Lee Forsett, the 3-star running back. Jim. 2-star left tackle. Daryl Johnson comes in. That gives us some depth there at tackle to work with. Okay. See if there's really any major moves here at the top. Yeah, definitely got some. Well, actually, you don't have. Most of these guys are not committed yet. Be huge if we get these guys out of Alabama and Texas. That would be massive. Warnock still looking good there. Texas Tech trying to close the gap. Yeah, I'm sending. I'm doing all I can do. Feel pretty good about getting Camp for sure. I mean, you just ain't. We can't throw any more points at these guys. Pretty much is what it is. Come on, let's bring them in. Caden Veltkamp, Florida International quarterback, decides to join us. Justin Marshall, 4-star running back, decides to come in. Dominic Moon, Mike, linebacker depth we really needed. Brandon Tyson, linebacker depth we really needed. Colin Simmons, still earned second now for him. This is going to suck. This is going to hurt my feelings. So we get our big quarterback commit for sure. Hopefully we do get Austin Mack as well, but if nothing else, we do have a quarterback to start for this year. We're down on Simmons. Almost no way we win that one. I don't think we're going to win this battle for Hubbard either. We got some other commits here, and we're all out of spots is the thing. Wouldn't surprise me if we end up getting both of these quarterbacks, and then playing time for Mack is now down. Let's just see. Maybe we'll get lucky and get either Simmons or Hubbard. That would be massive ordeals for us. I'm giving all the points I can give. What do we got? DeMarco Warmack just needed another body. He's not a great prospect. Simmons commits to Texas Tech. They just won a national championship. Not an overly huge surprise there. I mean, really and truly, I'm surprised that we hung around in that battle as long as we did. Then Austin Mack decides to transfer to Stanford. We're in a recruiting battle. Oh, okay. He ended up signing with Auburn. Okay. So, could have been worse. Certainly could have been better considering the hype and hope they tried to give us there at the end. But we do end up losing Simmons, does end up going to Texas Tech. Bray Hubbard does end up going to Auburn. We lost that battle, and Mac decides to go to Stanford. I'm sure us getting to Velt Camp probably held him back a little bit there. But we do get Marshall. Where is he from? I'll be honest, I don't remember. Colorado State decides to come to school with us. He could be a major factor for us. Then let's see, what ended up with our top classes. Did we end up in the top 25? Probably did. We did not. Ended up down at 28, 6 4-stars, 23 stars, and 6 2-stars. Some of those are just depth guys we brought in transfer portal wise. I'm not really expecting to do that much. Let's take a look at all of our guys that transferred out from us. This might take me a minute to get here and see what we got, but we'll get there eventually. Can't believe that Ryan Brown we were even eligible to try to bring him back. It's not showing. It's going to mess us up real bad. I ain't really that worried about it. Go down to the 4 stars. I don't know if any of our transfers would have been considered 4 stars. 3 stars? If none of them are 3 stars are showing up here, then I kind of got a good idea that maybe they just don't show up if they were part of your school. Come on. There we go. Some of our guys here. Ryan Brown still has not gone anywhere. Took a chance to leave us, now does not have a job. Singleton does not have a job. Honeycutt ends up going to Northern Illinois. Kennedy, okay, yeah, ends up going to Kentucky. That makes sense. Overall, though, I feel good about the way things ended up here. Brought in, I think our quarterback of the future, our quarterback for now. Brought in our running back of the future, along with a running back for now. A couple of wide receivers. Let's take a look here at position changes. So right at the top of the line, Caden Vetkamp is in a good spot. 72 for Taylor Downs. Will this show? Okay, I cannot do the player cards for the new guys. So Marshall's immediately going to be our best running back there for sure. Volk's in a really good spot there as well. Wide receiver Jesse Watson, Norset, Tuggle. Lyles is such a good route runner. He's already real high. Smith just a 64. Wow. Okay. And this offensive line took a beating in recruiting. This offensive line is not going to be good without some dramatic jumps. We'll just kind of balance out this a little bit. Devin over to right edge. All that looks fine. Oh, this team looks like it is not going to be very good this year. That's kind of the bad thing in the transfer portal. You go after a lot of these, go after a lot of those top dogs. Really left us kind of blind. Rasmussen, he's going to be a center for us. Actually, it looks like he would be a better defensive edge rusher. Put him in there at center, though. Need the depth there long term. Ooh, this is going to be a tough year, too. I'm afraid. But a top 30 class coming in. Got a couple of good players on the offensive side. Came out of the transfer portal. Missed out on some of our big dogs we were looking at. On the defensive side, we're certainly hurts. This is crucial. We need some big jumps from guys here. So our highest rated overall player is going to be Justin Marshall coming in from Colorado State. Velt Camp doesn't jump up a lot. Does put on 2 pounds. Doesn't jump up in overall. Already a pretty accurate quarterback, so it's really not that bad. Chuba takes a nice little jump up. Joyner takes a nice jump up. So we now got 4 wide receivers. Big jump for Ahmad Branch. Tuggle ends up going 8 up. Corey Smith ends up going up 9. Okay. So the wide receiver room looks a lot better than it did this past year. Burhan with a very small jump. Need some help along this offensive line. Easily with a +4 will help. Trent should be okay there. So the offensive line is definitely a weakness. Got to continue to focus on that. C.J. Madden, a good jump. Seabrooks doesn't have much of one. Harkless, a big jump. Carlson, we were able to convince to come back with a +5. Davis +2. Gonna have a whole bunch of new linebackers. Got some decent jumps there. Cornerback. Gonna be okay. Gonna be okay. Big jump there for Marable, so that helps. Rath jumps up +1. All right. Well, looks like the team is going to be kind of in a similar spot, maybe a little bit better at the skill position spots, but not as good along the offensive and defensive lines in total. Move to the offense here, offseason pretty quickly. Do we have to encourage any transfers? I would not think so. We do not. So, obviously brought in a lot of freshmen, brought in some key players, but we lost a bunch of, we had 28 seniors and 15 transfers out, only got like 5 or 6 transfers back in. Because of conferences, we're going to leave that the same. We'll leave the coaching the same for right now as well. Advance the week. Already the 2026 season. And we are here, 2026. Take a look at some of our players and skill caps. And so Caden Veltkamp already trying to give us problems with the championship contender thing. He's a senior, though, so he can't transfer out. 1 year stopgap starter. Obviously not going to get any better, but his accuracies are in a good spot. Good throw power. Looks like he'll be a solid 1 year starter from us. He was pretty good last year, if I'm not mistaken. Just kind of briefly looking at the stats on the transfer portal screen. 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Yeah, I'd say he was pretty good there for Florida Atlantic. Taylor Downs. Right now he's rocking number 5. Star development. And he's got amazing caps. That's huge. Certainly want to try to redshirt him and keep him around. He looks like he is very likely to maybe be our starting quarterback next year. Justin Marshall, wearing 29. We'll leave that for right now. Let's take a look at Abdul Volk and see what the caps look really good. He's already a 75 overall. Should be a very, very solid player for us. So that's exciting. It was Forsett, had the impact development. 67 overall. Decent enough caps. Probably be like a mid-70-ish player. Damian Lyles. Just normal development. Got some good caps, though. So he should end up getting to be a low 80s overall player. DeAndre Smith, I was really excited for because he was actually a guy that had some decent speed. He's got good caps as well. Got some room to grow in his route running. It'd be good to have him with a year as a redshirt, not playing much. See along the offensive line, George Hodges. Normal development. Solid enough caps. I think we can work with that. Rasmussen. 59. He's got star development. The caps are horrible, though. He's probably going to be somebody we'll have to change positions on. McConnell. 68 normal. Solid enough caps. Double F here. Fine Anjanafo got great caps. Should be a solid player, I think, in the future. Shoemaker, this is a big 4-star get from us. Impact development, pretty good caps. should be a good player, I think, for us. Probably going to play some as a freshman. Darryl Jones, 64, can at least be like a 70 overall guy, mid-70s guy. Probably a mid-70s player in the long term. Skylar Devon, we won a recruiting battle with Penn State to get him. Caps are pretty horrible. Maybe see if he can play something else next year. He is not really going to develop at all. Benzinger, we won a recruiting battle for him. See if it was worth it. Decent caps. Should be a good pass defender. Okay. Yates. Normal development. Does not have tremendous caps. Martin Crocker already up to a 70 with the boost. Decent enough caps. It'd be okay for us. Mid-70s guy. Clarence Lay. That's not great. See about these corners. Jacoby's got some room to grow. He's not ever going to be a great cover guy, though, which, you know, it's not great as a cornerback. Dalton Sly. Definitely got some room to grow in coverage, so he should be solid. Morris, got a little room to grow. Wish this was a little bit quicker to look through. Folks got some decent caps to room to grow there. Godwin we brought in as a JUCO guy. Already pretty solid. Got some room to grow there from zone, so he should be a good player for us in the future. Sidney King. Not terrible. And then Gillespie. So overall, we don't look like we're going to be great again this year. We're going to have to really work around kind of our talent level. We're a little bit better at the wide receiver position for sure. We'll play around with some of this other stuff. I'm going to do recruiting off screen just to kind of get that situated. Schedule. Okay, so we can't play in week 1 or 0. Wake Forest. Said we wouldn't play any more FCS teams. 3 road games to end the season. So this year we do not get the benefit of having a ton of games at home. This has us playing Notre Dame at home. Let me double check. I think we played them. Actually, I know we played them at home. So we need to play them on the road. Let's hop in and find something else for this FCS. I don't want it to be anything crazy. We'll play a Charlotte at home. So Wake Forest, Charlotte at home. Then Notre Dame, we get a couple of home games in a row there in conference. And it's a lot of road games here to end the year, including a trip to Penn State. I think overall the schedule is easier on paper than what we just ran through. But going on the road, especially a lot at the end of this year, 5 of our last 6 games is going to be tough. We'll save that. Then let's just see what the recruiting, see how many points we have to work with. 750 when it comes to scouting. That was it. Pretty quick video, all things considered, for the off-season. Had a chance to really make some splashes, but I do think that we did what we could considering everything that we lost. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe. Check out my Seattle Mariners franchise on the channel. Leave me feedback down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.